Welcome, everybody. Welcome to SwitchJoy Radio, Episode 4. As always, we've got a lot to talk about this episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the Game Awards 2017 and all the Nintendo-related info that we got out of that. We're going to be talking about a slew of Mega Man titles coming to Switch in 2018.
Ready?
Ready? I'm not. We're going to be talking about the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection that was just announced is coming to Switch in 2018. We'll be talking about that a bit. Also, Brawl Out is coming to Switch December 19th. We're going to talk about why I think that's important.
And what it is, because I have no idea.
And what it is. That's Nintendo Switch has hit 10 million units sold in the first 9 months, so we'll put that in a bit of perspective. Super Mario Cereal is out in the wild, and there appears to be some kind of supply issue, so we'll be going into that. And we're going to get into a little bit of a discussion of our favorite Switch indie titles of 2017. So that's kind of on the docket today. I'm your host, Nick Chevalier, and with me is Chris Smith, as always.
What's going on, internets?
Glad to have you back this week.
Yeah, good to be back. I missed doing the show.
Yeah, I mean, hope you're feeling better. I know you were kind of sick.
Yeah, a little under the weather, but it was a quick and nasty bug that came and went really fast, so I'm thankful it came and went.
Yeah, definitely glad you're better, and I'm sure our listeners are happy to have you back, because I'm sure listening to me go solo is probably boring.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Though I did get to sit back and play some Switch on the couch.
Hey, that's always a good remedy, to be sure. Okay, so we are on a bit of a time crunch, so we are just going to fly through the news today. First up, we're going to be talking about the Game Awards 2017 and the Nintendo info that we got out of that. So I think the biggest things we got out of that was Bayonetta 1 and 2 being announced for Switch, and that's coming February 16th, 2018. And Bayonetta 3 is currently in development as a Switch exclusive and will be, I believe there was a date of 2018 on that also, but I could be wrong.
So this is interesting because from what I gathered, Bayonetta 2, which was exclusive to Wii U,
yes, it was.
Correct? Given the poor sales of Wii U, exponentially translates over to the game sales, I'm sure. So Bayonetta 2 didn't sell very well. So it's interesting that they're like, yeah, let's make another one. But I guess it's just due to the fact that, like we'll talk about later, 10 million units already in the first 9-10 months.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is cool because I never actually played either Bayonettas. So,
okay.
So I'll probably pick it up because I always hear good things about them.
Yeah, I played a bit of the first Bayonetta. I think it went on PS Plus for PS3 quite a few years ago, and I played a bit of it on that, and it is, I would say, from the few games I have played from developer Platinum Games, I would say that it is probably their flagship series, if any of them were to be considered flagship. Intense, fast-paced combat. It's really awesome. So yeah, definitely excited to check those out on Switch. So really, it's when it comes to Bayonetta 1 and 2, it's really Bayonetta 2 that'll be released physically and digitally, but the physical version will include a download code for Bayonetta 1.
Okay, so you can't purchase Bayonetta 2 digitally and get a free copy.
I think so. I think the way it works is you can buy. I don't know if they'll have Bayonetta 1 standalone on the eShop, but it'll be to where whether you buy Bayonetta 2 physically or digitally, it'll also come with a digital copy of the first Bayonetta.
Okay. I might consider picking that physically. We'll see. I'm more digital, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no word yet on what the file size would be. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure if this game would. I can't imagine it would be that huge of a file size, considering it's
an older game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a PS3, Xbox 360
I'd
generation
imagine
game.
6 or 7 gigs.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, those were probably the biggest announcements that we got out of the Game Awards. We also got details revealed for the latest Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad DLC, and that was actually made available directly after the Game Awards presentation. So that was pretty cool.
So I haven't yet played any of the DLC for either DLC 1 or 2, but that announcement got me re-excited for Zelda. I haven't touched it in a while. So over the weekend, I finally jumped in, and I had left off right at the end. I got all 4 Divine Beasts and hadn't beat Ganon yet.
Oh, okay, wow.
So I jumped in this weekend. I was exploring the castle. I wasn't actually going to finish it, and then my son was watching. He's like, Dad, you got to beat Ganon. You got to go now. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Oh, we rushed in, and it was a very satisfying battle. It wasn't very hard.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
That was cool. So I finally vanquished evil. And then I was still excited to play, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't finished up. I'm very close to getting all the shrines. I think I was at 100 where I left off. So there's 20 left. So I've been getting through that. I think I got about 5 now.
Awesome.
So I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'll probably run the Trials of the Sword.
Yep.
Or whatever it's called. Because I didn't realize that when you do that, it levels up your Master Sword.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So I'll be doing that. And then I'll finally jump into the DLC 2.
Yeah, I'm sort of in a similar boat, except I haven't touched Zelda in months. I think last time I played it was sometime in like maybe May or June. And I haven't really jumped into either DLC pack. And in fact, I think I've got 3 Divine Beasts down. I still have 1 more to go, and I haven't even given Ganon a thought.
Have you done the camel? Or is that your last one?
No, I've done that one.
Yeah, I found that one to be the hardest. Like the puzzle of the whole thing. You gotta spin the insides of it and like line up the currents or something.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was definitely probably the most difficult I'd say
and
so
the boss
far.
was challenging too. You had to like magnesis raise up the spikes to like make a lightning rod.
Yeah. That was the dude with throwing all the. Yeah, I think that's like the most times I've died in that game.
Yeah, me too.
Very frustrating.
Me too.
But yeah, I mean this DLC is awesome. So it includes new dungeon, new story content, and the Master Cycle Zero motorcycle, which I put out a tweet kind of like, I guess this is the Mario Kart timeline crossing over.
True.
Which in fact I saw a post. I can't remember who posted this, but I saw something. I think it was on Twitter that someone said that. The motorcycle that Link rides in Mario Kart 8 is called the Master Cycle. So it sounds like this is almost intentionally made as maybe like a precursor to whatever Link rides in Mario Kart. So
that's cool.
I guess maybe those timelines are somehow merging, or at least, I mean, it's at least a cool Easter egg.
Yeah, I think
to Mario Kart.
I think you don't get it till you finish DLC 2, basically.
I think
so. So I haven't played it. I haven't used it yet. Also, I looked up videos on what it was, and apparently you have to like fuel it. Like it has fuel. Like you have to like get off your bike, open it up, and like dump fuel of some sort.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, if it's something that runs on limited resources that you have to gather, if that's the case, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to, since I haven't touched Zelda in so long, and now that this new DLC pack is out, I think I'm going to use the holiday break as an opportunity to jump back in.
Trying to revisit.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm at kind of a lull right now. Even though we still have so many games releasing, even up through Christmas at the end of the year, which is just insane to me.
Right.
But yeah, with the relative lull, I think I'm going to be jumping back into to Zelda and definitely check out some of this new DLC content. Along with the so still on the topic of the Game Awards, Nintendo did win awards in a few categories, most notably being Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year.
Yeah, incredible.
So I mean, huge congratulations to Nintendo and Anuma-san and the whole team that worked on that. It's just a phenomenal game.
Yeah, not my game of the year personally, like as in covering the entire breadth of video games, but definitely worth a game of the year for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Along with Game of the Year, Zelda also won Best Game Direction and Best Action Adventure Game. So they're knocking it out in all categories, it looks like.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
I really feel like they played more Western titles when developing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, they definitely at least had more of an influence. Yep, definitely. And then, in addition, Super Mario Odyssey won Best Family Game, which that's
a weird category.
Yeah, it's a weird category, but it's not all that surprising. I mean, I guess. I mean, I think you were talking a little bit about that. You were playing a game with your son.
Oh yeah.
So
he had a Super Mario themed birthday party this past weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where he had about 8 kids over, and they just played Mario Odyssey the whole time.
That is awesome.
They take turns. Like when one kid would die, they would pass the controller. They didn't even play 2-player. Mostly because I'm like, I don't want you guys messing with the stupid like you have to go to the home, change the settings for like flipping the controller for the Joy-Cons. Anyways, but yeah, we just had they were just passing the controller around. That's what they did the whole time in between cake and presents.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
awesome.
yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, awesome on them. I mean, it's good to see Mario Odyssey taking home some award, if not Game of the Year.
Right.
So awesome to see. And then maybe some people surprised, but not to my surprise, Metroid: Samus Returns took home the Best Handheld Game award.
I still need to play that. I love Metroid.
I haven't finished it, but it's such a good game. It is, like, it was my, I won't say it's my first Metroid game, because I have played, I think the only other Metroid game I really played was Super Metroid.
Well, there you go. That's the best.
So, yeah, I have a lot of experience with that game, and this is, it does it does Metroid right and even adds in a few new things
Right.
that just feel so at home with that game. So
I'll have to pick up a copy. My son has a 2DS. I can play it on there.
yeah, there you go. Awesome. Okay, so that was the Game Awards 2017. Moving on, a ton of Mega Man titles were announced to be coming to Switch in 2018. We've got first this was all announced during Capcom's Mega Man 30th anniversary live stream. And coming to Switch, we have the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 is coming in 2018. I believe that was spring. I could be wrong on that. As well as all 8 Mega Man X titles will be coming sometime in 2018. And then to top it all off, we have a brand new title, Mega Man 11, coming to Switch in late 2018.
I'm so stoked for this. I love Mega Man. I think Mega Man 3, you mentioned Super Metroid. I was thinking about my top 5 game lists of all time. So that's on there. And also Mega Man 3 is on my top 5. I love, I don't want to say all of them. I love some of them, and I really just love the concept of Mega Man itself. It's like a puzzle in itself where you figure out what weapons are good here and there. I like what they're saying already about 11, how like there's going to be like a weapon wheel for easy access to change, because I always found it difficult. So like while you're playing the level, I never liked experimenting with the weapons that I've gotten during the level because it was such a pain about the pause. Navigate the ugly UI, select the thing, and then that didn't work. So try another one, pause, repeat the process. So a weapon wheel is like I'm like so stoked for that simple thing. Anyways, Mega Man 11, so cool to see them going back and not going back, but returning to Mega Man, making a new game. I'm at the same time disappointed and excited that it's this new art style.
Really?
I'm disappointed because I love the old art style, but I am excited that they are moving in a new direction. I don't know that I'm a fan of the new art style. It looks safe, generic a little bit. I would like to see a little more something stylized, accustomed to, I don't know, maybe making it more sprite-based as opposed to 3D, or a mix of the both.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So it looks very Mighty Number 9-ish.
Yeah.
It looks better than Mighty Number 9. But it has that vibe to me.
I don't have too much history with Mega Man. I remember I played a bunch with a friend on the SNES. I couldn't tell you which title it was.
It was X1, 2, or 3. Or Mega Man Soccer.
No.
Why isn't that coming to Switch?
Yes, Nintendo, good question. Well, as more of Capcom. But yeah, Mega Man X, I can see, I can understand the criticism that it's more of a safe design style, but I mean, I just remember when I was watching the live stream and I just saw that logo pop up in the art style. I was like, what?
It was cool how they did the transition. Like he was in the 8-bit style.
Yep.
It loaded into.
Yeah, that whole timeline video was really cool that they put out.
Oh, I don't think I caught that.
Yeah, it's actually part of the trailer that they released for Mega Man 11. They kind of did like a video timeline of all the Mega Man games like through history.
Yeah.
And ends with like you said, an 8-bit and then going in and the whole like transformation to the 2.5D.
Oh, I'll have to go back and try to find that.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. That whole sequence was just really well put together, I think.
Yeah, the X titles were really good too. At least the Super Nintendo ones. I don't think I played it past that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting all these games throughout 2018.
I will buy all of them. Thank you, Capcom.
You've got our money, that's for sure. And then I was going to say in that vein, but sort of, because with older games coming to Switch, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is coming to Switch in May 2018. This includes 12 titles, including, ready for this, Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Dumb.
So we're getting hang on. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of Street Fighter 2.
It's so stupid.
3 versions of Street Fighter 3 in one comprehensive package. I mean, it's cool to get collections like this, but it's like
it is. I'm being harsh.
It's always been insane to me that Street Fighter in particular has they will literally re-release the same game multiple times with balance changes and just call it something else. Of course, that's me being this armchair person who actually doesn't really have all that much history with Street Fighter. But do we need 5 different versions of Street Fighter 2 in one collection? I don't know, but
I've already bought the $40 one game, Street Fighter. I think it's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I don't even know. For Switch, there's a $40 version with one game. I bought it because I like Street Fighter 2. I don't have any history with 3 or Alpha or any of those. So I was excited begrudgingly to pay $40 to buy that. I will be passing on this port. But you got my money for Mega Man, so there.
Yeah, both Capcom releases, that's for sure. Yeah, and of all those 12 games, 4 of them are going to be getting online multiplayer support. And that would be for Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter Alpha 3, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
That's a cool addition.
So, yeah, and they'll be supporting 4-player online lobbies, which, I mean, maybe that makes sense to people who have played those games before.
Right.
I don't know if you can have 4 people in a match.
No, they're just waiting, or maybe they're spectating.
Yeah, could be that.
Trash talking.
I think it would have been, I guess, and I mean, it might have been a nightmare to implement, but I mean, I would have thought that having all of those games have online multiplayer may have made sense, but...
So how do you sit down and you're like, hey, what Street Fighter 3 do you want to play? I really like Second Impact. No, they added this feature in Third Strike. We need to go there. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah.
Why not just
I don't know.
do, like, I imagine it's Street Fighter 3, and then, just like 2, they implemented, or they improved upon it, called it Turbo.
Right.
Then they implement on that, called it Super. So, like, why not just include the best of each one?
Yeah, I would just have included the, I guess, most recent iteration of each. But
It is cool that Street Fighter 1 is on there. I've never played that. I'm sure it's terrible, but I'd be interested to play it because I never have.
well, if
I don't think it's ever been on console.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if I end up grabbing a copy, I guess we'll have to play a bit
Throw
and
down.
figure that out. Yeah, throw down with the Joy-Cons. Yeah, so that's Street Fighter. I mean, that's cool, I guess. If you're interested in that, so check that out. And again, that is May 2018. That'll be coming out, so be on the lookout for that. Next up on the news docket, Brawlout is coming to Switch on December 19th, so that is next Tuesday. So,
No, Smash clone, eh?
yes, so basically Brawlout is, and I know there are other Smash clones out there. Like I know there's Brawlhalla, and there's a couple other ones that I've heard of.
You can be the guy from Guacamelee?
Yeah, so they actually just...
All right, I'm buying them in. What is this?
In fact, when they just announced this, the release date the other day, and when they did, like, they simultaneously announced the release date and that Juan Aguacate from Guacamelee is going to be in the game, along with the previously announced Drifter from Hyper Light Drifter.
Super cool.
So yeah, it's a platform fighting game in the vein of Super Smash Brothers. So far, they have 16 confirmed original fighters, so completely new characters that the team at Angry Mob Games have come up with. And I think I read one interview that they came up with these different characters based on different different countries and different can't think of the
Stereotypes?
I won't say stereotypes. So they all seem to be animals. Like I know there's one four-armed frog dude that can I think he his specialty is grabbing and throwing his enemies, and I think he's kind of modeled after a Mexican luchador kind of.
You won me at Luchador, so.
Wait, well, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but they have a bunch of different characters based on, I guess, different nationalities, I guess, maybe I would say.
Huh, and this comes out next week, huh?
Yeah, so December 19th, next Tuesday. I've seen quite a few Smash clones. Some are okay, others not so great. This one actually looks to be pretty well. I mean, of course, without playing it, I can't speak to how well it's balanced, but I mean, just from watching all the gameplay videos that I've seen so far, it seems like it's balanced pretty well. It seems very derivative of Smash in that you've got your standard percentage bar, your health percentage that will increase. Yeah, it's kind of a knockout.
Knock out the ring. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine? Did you ever play PlayStation All Stars? Not to go too off Nintendo topic.
I did, yes, and
Yeah, valiant effort, but they should have just cloned Smash to the T.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked it. It was okay, but definitely not something as long lasting as Smash could be.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, this seems really cool, and it seems. I'm just a fan of seeing different indie game characters being brought in, and in fact, I think there are. And I could very well be making this up, so don't quote me on this. I think there are still 2 characters that have yet to be announced. Like I said, I could be wrong on that, but
And they're from other games.
possibly. Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. It's
Although it would be. I mean, I don't know if this is coming or not, but I think it would be definitely cool to maybe 6 months or a year down the road to be get like new DLC fighters from, like I know I've heard some people say they wish like Shantae would be a character in this game, or
the Rocket League card. No, I'm joking.
Oh yeah, sure. Try balancing that. But yeah, this seems like a really good, competent platform fighter in the I keep comparing it to Smash, but I mean I think everybody has, and I think it's very obvious what they're going for.
Right.
And of course, with the lack of either a Smash port or a proper Smash game on Switch, I think this is going to find a pretty good community.
Yeah, no, timing is right for it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Switch owners are clamoring for Smash, so this will definitely tie people over. If not, hey, maybe it's second coming. Maybe this is great. Like, it really takes off. And I think it's very smart of them to include outside characters, like guest characters.
Yeah,
just to
definitely.
You instantly kind of grab those audiences. Hey, you have one from Guacamelee. I had to look at the name. I'm not even going to try to do the last name. But you have him coming in. That instantly piques my interest. I definitely want to check it out now. I love Smash, and I love Guacamelee.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a perfect fit.
It makes total sense too, because if you have a complete roster of these characters that you've never heard of, you're not really invested. Whereas if you I know that character, I like the series he comes from, that kind of draws you in. So that I think that makes perfect sense. And it'd be cool to see more fighters added down the road. But I mean, to have 16 original fighters to choose from, that's pretty robust from the start.
Right.
So definitely look forward to that. I think there was one. I thought there was something else I wanted to say about this, but I don't know. The game is currently on Steam Early Access and has gotten mostly positive reviews there. So it seems like this game already has somewhat of a small but dedicated fan base. So hopefully with the Switch release, that'll expand the audience.
Yeah, that's cool. It's already out somewhere. It's already probably building a community. So they'll, I'm sure having it available on the Switch on the go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. And the game is going to be coming to PS4 and Xbox One later. They haven't announced a release date for that yet, but it's cool that it's coming to
Switch first.
Yeah, as far as consoles are concerned, coming to Switch first. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like they know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, definitely. So, and it's going to be $20. So
I'm buying it. $20, sold.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
no-brainer for me. Yeah, I'll probably have to take off work that day. So yeah, that's that. Next item, Nintendo Switch has finally hit 10 million units sold in the first 9 months.
Dang.
Holy crap. That is such an impressive number. To put that in context, if 10 million sounds like a lot, but what does it really mean? For the PS4, just over a year after the PS4's launch, they hit 18 million units sold, and the Wii U's lifetime sales was 13.5 million.
Gosh, they're just about to cross. By the end of the year, after Christmas, they might have already overtaken the Wii U in lifetime sales.
Definitely. So I don't know if the current 10 million unit sales number, if that includes all the holiday and Black Friday sales, because I did read some reports that Switch was the hottest Black Friday item.
I'm sure.
Black Friday item, even though there was absolutely no discount on it, which is insane.
Right.
So, like I said, I don't know if those numbers factor into it or not, but yeah, I feel like by the end of the year, it will have eclipsed Wii U, which some say it might not be that difficult of a task, but I mean, God, Wii U is came out in 2012?
I think so.
So we're talking 5 years worth of lifetime sales numbers, and Switch is almost there in the first 9 months. That is just insane.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully more Wii U ports because I missed all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I know people have, especially since Mario Odyssey came out, I know people have been clamoring for a Captain Toad Treasure Tracker port, which I never played that, but there seems to be a very loyal and dedicated fan base to that game.
I missed 3D World. What else was on there? I think a Pikmin.
Star Fox Zero.
Maybe
not that one.
Oh, I wish Star Fox could return to form.
Hey, there's the Star Fox 2 on the SNES Classic.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, 10 million units in 9 months. That is an impressive feat to be sure, and I think this is just the first sign of good things to come for Nintendo fans.
Yeah, congratulations to Nintendo and fans, because we have some fun times ahead.
Definitely, and third parties take note. If you aren't already on board with the Switch, God, do you need another reason? 10 million units in 9 months. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, get on this.
Okay, moving on. The Super Mario cereal is now out in the wild. December 11th was the...
Or is it?
Well, or is it? Good question. December 11th was the purported street date, I guess, because now we're talking about street dates for cereal. Apparently there's an issue with supply. The launch date was December 11th, so this past Monday, but I haven't seen it in stores.
You didn't pre-order your box of cereal?
No, I missed out on that.
You didn't put your $5 down?
Yeah, no, I missed out on that. It sold out in under a minute. But yeah, supposedly I've seen some Reddit posts that this Safeway grocery store seems to be the only one that currently has it in stock. I know I've checked at like my local Walmart in Winn-Dixie and I've seen nothing. So, hey, if it's out, if you've seen it out in the wild, let us know. Leave a comment.
Yeah, describe it. How's the crunch? How
Yeah.
are those marshmallows? How do they stack up to Lucky Charms?
From everything I've heard, it seems to be just about on par with Lucky Charms, but maybe more sugary. If that's
That bar's not that high.
Yeah.
I think Lucky Charms are overhyped myself.
Oh, come on.
No, I get them and I'm like eating them and I'm like, these aren't as good as I remember.
But yeah,
Speaking of cereal, oh my gosh, have you tried Blueberry Toast Crunch?
I have it. It's awesome.
It is.
So good.
Anyways.
Welcome to Cereal Radio.
Right.
Sugar Cereal Radio.
We could do it,
I'm sure. Hey,
I bet it's out there.
Hey, the fact that this whole Mario cereal story broke from a cereal fan website called I think it was Cerealously is what it was called. That's literally where the news broke. So the fact that there is a cereal enthusiast site out there, I'm sure there's a podcast.
We'll go check it out.
So yeah, but yeah, like I said, let us know if you've come across this in stores because so far it seems to be pretty scarce. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure retailers just haven't gotten their deliveries in for whatever reason. And here we are complaining about a street date for cereal. Come on. So whatever.
First world problems.
Yeah, really. No kidding. So let's move on. Let's take a little bit of time, not too long, just to discuss our favorite Switch indie titles in 2017, since we are coming to the close of the year, and this will most likely be our last episode of the year. Yeah, let's talk about some of the notable indie games that have come to Switch.
So I've only played a handful, but most notably, hands down, my favorite has been SteamWorld Dig 2.
Okay.
I played it over the course of a few days. I couldn't put it down. The mechanic of digging, collecting, returning to the top, getting new power-ups. Like with each power-up you find, it changes the gameplay just a little bit to add a little bit more satisfaction to navigating the environment. Where the first game was a lot of just dig straight down until you get to the very bottom. This one is totally opened up to explore sideways, up and down, all around. You can kind of teleport around using the tube system. Just very satisfying mechanic. The art style, like my son went back and played the first one after he beat the second one, and I noticed something. Oh wow, it's a real big overhaul from the first game visually. Yeah, I would definitely give you full recommendations on buying it. I think you will love it. If you haven't played SteamWorld Dig.
No, awesome. In fact, it's
and no reason to play the first game.
Okay, good to know.
The story ties in a little bit, but I feel like the game is more about the exploration and having fun with it than the story.
Right, awesome. Yeah, I think that's definitely probably the biggest indie that I have missed on the Switch this year. I don't know that I'll have time to get to it before the year is out, but I'll definitely be interested in checking that out when I can. I think for me, my biggest one is Rocket League. I mean, I put a decent number of hours on PS4, but the Switch version is like for me personally, it's breathed new life into the game. Like just being in fact, last night I was like lying in bed just in handheld mode playing Rocket League, getting snowflakes for the holiday event they've got going on right now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just so much fun. In fact, a recent patch just went. They put a patch out yesterday, I believe, that was supposed to improve the visuals in handheld mode. Which, to be honest, I didn't really notice all that much of a difference.
It's pretty muddy in handheld.
Yeah,
I finally played it on my TV, and I was like, "Oh, this looks fine."
yeah, no, definitely. There definitely is a visual disparity there. But like I mentioned in my review on the site, you're moving around so much. I mean, for me personally, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It really wasn't a deal breaker for me at all.
Yeah, I agree.
You're constantly moving so much, you're not going to really notice the jagged or muddy textures unless you actually stop and look around. But who has time for that in Rocket League?
No one does.
So yeah, I think that's probably my.
Yep, and
probably
we did get to experience like sitting around, 3 of us playing.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool just to be able to bring all our Switches with us and just have an instant multiplayer match right there.
Yeah, actually,
So cool.
it's and reinvigorated my love of the game, like you said. Like I've even found myself going back to the PS4 version and playing with some friends on there too. So
only thing we're missing, and if anybody from Sonics is listening, only thing we're missing is cross-account support. I can only imagine that's more difficult to implement than we're making it sound, but...
Oh, you're talking about like things you've unlocked in PS4 should show up.
Battle cars, you've unlocked all the toppers and rocket trails. Like, please make some kind of cross-account system, like...
Some cloud save or...
Yeah, something, because, I mean, for me it's not that big of a deal because I didn't put, like, a multitude of hours in the PS4, but I know there are a lot of people who...
I did, for sure.
Have had... Yeah, exactly, who've had other versions for longer, have unlocked a lot of stuff that they just simply can't bring over to the Switch version.
Yeah.
So, please make that happen if it's at all possible.
I pulled up my PS4 version. I'm like, oh man, my car looks so dope. I want this on my Switch.
Yeah, I've literally just been lately when I'm playing Rocket League on Switch, I've just been running around the Samus Gunship car, which you really can't modify anyway.
Yeah.
So it's literally just a naked car, which I'm fine with. But yeah, it'd be really cool to get some of the toppers and accessories that I've unlocked on other versions. And just a quick note on Rocket League, the physical collector's edition was just announced to be coming to Switch on January 16th for $39.99, which, if you have the physical version on any other platform, you'll notice that there is a $10 price difference there. The reason for that being the supposed, I guess, quote-unquote, Switch tax, in that cartridges are more expensive to put out than discs, so... Do with that what you will. I think to offset that a little bit, they've added in, and I don't know that they've added this into the other physical versions. They're adding in a new tire set based on the Flash.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty cool. And I saw a trailer of it, and you'll be driving around, so like there's like the little flashes like lightning symbol. That doesn't like spin or move, but like you'll see electricity like coursing around the tire.
Oh.
So it's really cool.
And that's only in this.
I believe so. It still might be unlocked. I'm sure it's unlockable through other means, but as far as being included in the physical version, I think it's only on Switch.
Okay. That sounds really, really neat.
Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, look out for that if you haven't gotten the digital version yet. And as far as other indie Switch titles, which I can talk about this in depth a little bit more when we get to what we've been playing, which we'll have to blow through that. 9 Parchments. One of my most anticipated Switch games of this year. Ended up getting a review copy from developer Frozenbyte, so appreciate that. There are some issues. Well, I guess I can kind of talk about the review a little bit. Gave it a 7.9 out of 10. I would have scored it probably in the 8.5 or 9 range had it not been for this really weird thing when you try to either switch characters or go between a single and multiplayer campaign. Anytime you want to change your character or switch between single and multiplayer, you lose your story progress.
Like it's just gone.
It's gone.
So up front, you need to decide how you're going to play it.
Yeah, unless you want to just play the same levels over and over again.
No.
So that's an issue. Now, your character, the levels you've gained, like for the different characters you use, the levels you've gained, the skills you've acquired, and like the hats and the staves that you've unlocked, those remain. But, yeah, any story progress and thereby any spells you've acquired during the campaign are just wiped.
Wow.
So that's an issue. Frozenbyte has come out with a statement saying that they are working on a patch for a save system. So no word yet on when that's going to be going through, but man, that needs to happen now, because that's, like I said, it is one of my favorite games. It is a sort of a Diablo-esque, like, dungeon crawler action RPG, except you're using magic for everything, and the game is absolutely the best with 2 to 4 other people, or 2 to 4 players, and you'll be shooting off your spells. You can hit your allies, you can hurt or kill your allies with your spells, so you have to be mindful of that. You can, if you're 2 people are using a beam spell, they can combine and like turn into a brand new spell, and it just, there's so many crazy and fun things going on with the game that it is.
Sounds like a cool co-op experience.
It really would be. I think it would edge out Rocket League as my favorite, except were it not for that save issue, and that
Wow.
just really kills the experience for me. I mean, it's still a good game, which is why I gave it a 7.9. It's still a really great experience, and it's worth your time to check out. But yeah, you either need to know whether you're going to be playing single or multiplayer, or you're going to be playing the same levels over and over again if you want to switch between the two.
That's good to know. Very important.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, keep an eye out for whatever patch is coming through. So hopefully they can fix that soon. So many great indie titles. We're actually going to be working on a video we're going to throw up on our YouTube channel. I haven't decided the number yet. We're either going to do the 5 or the 10 best Switch Indies games from 2017. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe some of the games we mentioned will be on that list. Maybe they won't be. Who knows? You'll have to check out the video to find out.
And where can we find you on YouTube? Where can we find SwitchJoy, I should say?
Well, that's a kind of complicated because we don't have 100 subscribers yet, and therefore don't have a unique URL. So
I see. Okay.
Your best bet would be either go onto YouTube and search for SwitchJoy, or go on our website, switchjoy.net, scroll to the bottom of the page. You'll see our little YouTube icon. You can click on that. So, but hey, if things are going like they have been lately, hopefully we'll be hitting 100 subscribers soon. So, and that'll thereby make us easier to find on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, be on the lookout for that video. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to work on. So we'll have that up soon. And just a quick news item: just in today, Pokemon Crystal is coming to the 3DS eShop on January 26th. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. That's pretty cool. I was wondering when Gold and Silver came to the eShop back in September, like, where's Crystal? Now we're getting it. Why it's several months later, I don't know. But hey.
Mm-hmm.
Something to look forward to for Pokemon fans, especially if you've already gotten through Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, want another Pokemon experience, go back to second gen. I guess that's
catch 'em all.
That's your answer. All right, so moving on just really quickly into what we've been playing. I already talked about Nine Parchments. The other game I put out a review for recently was the Sexy Brutale, which I gave a 9 out of 10. Gotten a little bit of flack on that score, because there are some pretty significant frame rate issues on the Switch version, unfortunately. In my experience, it was mostly between loading through rooms. So let me back up and just give a little bit of context in this game. So it's basically a murder mystery game. So I would say it's almost like think of it as like Clue meets Majora's Mask, sort of, except rather than trying to find out, you are trying to find out who killed the person, but you also want to find out how to save them. So you have this sort of Majora's Mask-esque time travel mechanic where you're instanced into this part of this mansion, and there are different party guests that have been invited to this mansion, and you one by one witness these party guests getting killed. So then what you then do is you move back in time and sort of analyze their movements, analyze the movements of the person who killed them, try and find out how you can prevent their death. And you you go back in time and then try to prevent their death. So you do this kind of one by one for 8 different. It can either be one person or a set of 2 people. There are like 8 different instances where you have to find out how this person or these people were murdered and how to prevent their deaths.
Yeah, I keep hearing a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, no.
So you got the flack on the score, you said?
Yeah, a little bit
from commenters.
So yeah, people were saying like, whoa, why'd you give this a 9 out of 10 when the game is basically unplayable because of the frame rate issues? I only really had some frame rate issues when it was between different rooms of the mansion, like loading times. And it was pretty egregious at times. There were times where I would try to walk through a door and I would be stuck with a little like spinning loading wheel for a minute or more. So it is rather annoying. I I didn't really notice that bad of frame rate dips when actually playing, like when actually moving around and playing the game and preventing the murders and stuff. So yeah, while those loading times between the rooms were a bit annoying, it wasn't a deal breaker for me, and I don't think it didn't diminish my experience with the game. So that's why I elected to.
That's cool. That gives that gives a little insight into how you review games. Like
Yeah,
like based on that and talking about.
I mean, the
Nine
whole
Parchments.
I mean, the whole point in. I can't sell reviews. The way I approach reviews is, I want to take a game and I want to be able to tell people whether or not it's a good game based on the things it tries to set out to do. So I think in the Sexy Brutale's case, it sets out to showcase this very unique gameplay style where, I mean, like I say, I kind of compared it to Clue, where, you know, in the classic board game Clue, you're going around and you try to find out who killed this person with what item in which room. And it's kind of that same idea, but it's throwing in this time travel mechanic. It's throwing in, you kind of have to use sort of detective skills to try and find out, like, if I pick up this item before this character can get to it, then they won't be able to use that item to then kill this person. And you can use auditory clues to listen in on people. You can peek through keyholes to, like, see what's going on in the room next to you. So I mean, it does a lot of interesting things that I think is unique enough to warrant a high score. So
very cool defense.
Yeah, definitely check out that game if you haven't already. And then I've been playing some Fire Emblem Warriors. I finally ended up getting a copy of that. I know it's a few months old at this point, but it is so much fun. I really expected it to be more of a Dynasty Warriors game just with a Fire Emblem skin, but that is definitely not the case here. I'm very surprised at how many things from the mainline Fire Emblem series have bled over into this game, and it's a lot of fun.
No, that's good to hear.
So yeah, definitely, there's a lot more strategy involved than you would think a typical Warriors game would have. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And I've also been playing a little bit of a game called Crimson Land from 10 Tons.
I know what that is.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, that game is actually very old, like from early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on PC, and me and a group of friends would gather at a friend's house. None of us had a computer except one kid. Yeah, he had his. Anyways, we called it the Death Game. We just called it the Death Game. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. But we would just sit there and play endless mode for hours. And then one day, I think a couple years ago, it came out on PS4. I'm like, oh, Crimson Land! I remember this game. So I have a history with that. I love that game, and I've been on the store and debated should I buy it again on Switch. I probably will at some point.
It's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be largely the same experience. I guess at that point it just comes down to, do you want this to take this with you on the go?
And I do.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's a really cool like twin stick sort of shoot 'em up sort of.
Yeah, it's
deal.
Essentially it's top down. You're a Space Marine, and it's sprite based. Like, it's very top down. Like, not even like 3/4. It's like you're directly overhead looking down at them. Yeah. Twin stick shooter. Kill aliens, kill zombies, all kinds of monsters, and they all die gruesome deaths. And by the end of the level, the entire floor is just covered red.
Yep.
Hence the name Crimson Land. And the power-ups are always cool. Like, you get a whole bunch of different kinds of weapons. You find the ones you like. You find the ones you hate. You accidentally get the ones you hate.
Yep.
Looking at you, Blowtorch.
Yeah, because I mean the weapons will drop like mid level, right?
Yeah.
While you're going through.
Or you'll get a perk that's like draws the weapons to you. And you're like, no, no Blowtorch, I don't want you.
Yep. Yeah, so it's definitely a fun game. Check that out on Switch if you've played it before and you want to revisit it. It's a good opportunity to. Or if you've never played it before,
I recommend it for sure. Yeah, lots of fun.
Go check out a video, see what it's all about, and pick that up if you're so inclined. And then, Chris, I know you mentioned you were just jumping back into Zelda.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to stick with it a little bit. I don't have any major games going on at the moment. But I'm happy to be back into it. Yeah, I lost interest in it a while ago. I think I got frustrated trying to infiltrate Ganon's castle.
Yeah.
And I finally figured out how that you should try going in from the back. That was a tip I heard, so I tried that out and it worked.
Hey, you heard it here first. Well,
yeah, right?
Maybe not first, but you heard it here.
So I went in from the back, found a shrine while I was in there, and I was able to defeat Ganon, save Hyrule, restore balance and peace. But yeah, jumping back in, finishing up the shrines. There's still a bunch of different armor and outfits I haven't gotten.
Oh yeah, Tingle outfit.
That one I could pass on. And I still have barely touched both DLCs.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of Zelda left to play.
Yeah, same here. I'll probably be jumping back into that over the holiday break to be sure. All right, man. We did it. That's it. That's another show.
That's 4 in the bank.
And 3 in the bush.
Something like that.
So yeah, that's our show today. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for watching on YouTube, I guess. Since I'll just say that now, we'll throw this up on YouTube. Why not? Where to find the show? Hey, I just said it. YouTube. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, your favorite podcast service of choice, whatever that might be. We should be there. And, of course, on our website, SwitchJoy.net. Please leave a comment. Give us a review on iTunes. Send us an email at admin@switchjoy.net. We'd love to take any reader questions. Hey, we talked about our favorite indies on Switch from 2017. What games are some of the best indies you've played? Let us know. Leave us a comment. Drop us an email. Let us know what you think.
Tweet at us.
Yeah, tweet at us. Find us on social media. On Facebook, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SwitchJoy, and you can find us on Twitter at SwitchJoy. And sometimes I'll do the occasional stream on Twitch, and that will be on twitch.tv/SwitchJoy. And I already talked about how complicated the YouTube thing is, so just search for SwitchJoy on YouTube. And then you can find me on Twitter at Nick Chevalier.
And I'm on Twitter at @It'sToverSteven.
And I think that just about covers everything. We did it.
All right, cool, man. Looking forward to episode 5.
Yeah, definitely. We will see you in the new year, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
See ya.